a ton of characters in Jump Force, 40 playable to be exact, hailing from 16 different anime and manga series. I did the math, that means in order to be fully caught up to know enough about all these characters and the anime they're from, you'd need to have watched 3,781 episodes of anime.
That number has probably changed since I wrote the script. Please, don't check the math.
Fortunately, you don't have to do that. Here are the origins of all 40 anime/manga characters from Jump Force. Monkey D. Luffy, the leader of the Straw Hat Pirates who ate a devil fruit that turned him into a rubber man, which is why he can do things like this. And this. And, wait, what? Blackfoot Sanji is the Straw Hat's chef and one of their most capable fighters. His fighting style entirely consists of kicks as he needs his hands to cook, and thus they're too important to fight with. He also will never kick a lady. Zoro is one of the strongest fighters in the Straw Hat crew, with the ultimate goal of becoming the greatest swordsman in the world. He's a master of Santo Ryu, which means he uses 3 swords, one in each hand and one in his mouth. Because more swords are better, right? Marshall D. Teach, otherwise known as Blackbeard, is one of the big bads of One Piece, and one of the most powerful characters in the series thanks to the fact that he has 2 devil fruits, granting both the power of darkness and tremors. Warning! Huge One Piece spoiler alert! Sabo is Luffy's brother from his early childhood. Everyone thought he was dead after his pirate ship was sunk when he was a child. Turns out, he survived and is now the second in command of the Revolutionary Army. Boa Hancock. Also known as the Pirate Empress, Boa Hancock's unparalleled beauty is a dangerous combination with her love fruit, which causes anyone who harbors any sort of attraction or arousal towards her to turn to stone. Izuku Midoriya, also known as Deku. This formerly powerless hero in training inherited the super strength quirk One for All from the world's greatest hero, All Might. Now he has special attacks inexplicably named after US cities and states. Naruto Uzumaki. A talentless outcast turned ninja savior, Naruto Uzumaki has had quite the journey earning a spot on the Mount Rushmore of ninjas. He's incredibly strong, backed by the power of the Nine-Tailed Fox, his sage training, and his Hokage bloodline. Sasuke Uchiha, Naruto's greatest frenemy. Sasuke is a survivor of the Uchiha clan. In his later teen to adult years, he's become more of a swordsman, with a fighting style that mixes swordplay, electricity, and weird techniques named after Shinto gods. Though, I like to pretend that they're named after Okami characters. The copy ninja Kakashi Hatake is the mentor of Naruto and Sasuke in their early years. He sports a Sharingan eye formerly belonging to his friend Obito, that he can use to perform a technique called Kamui, which can transfer objects to another dimension. Kaguya Otsutsuki. God, that's a hard one to say. Kaguya Otsutsuki. She's a man-eater. To explain all of the plot threads that lead to Kaguya's origin and revival would take far too long. So, in a nutshell, Kaguya is the mother of chakra, she's really, really, really old, and she's essentially the final boss of Naruto. Gaara's a good old sandboy. He started out as one of Naruto's fiercest foes, and ultimately wound up being one of his closest friends after the two duked it out. Now he's the Kazekage, or leader of the Hidden Sand Village. Boruto Uzumaki. After the conclusion of Naruto Shippuden, the next chapter of the Naruto saga began, starring Naruto's son, Boruto. Like his father, he's a master of the Shadow Clone Jutsu and the Rasengan, 2 techniques that you can expect to see a lot of in Jump Force. Yusuke Urameshi. 14-year-old Yusuke Urameshi was a middle school delinquent who died saving a boy's life. Then he was brought back as a spirit detective, solved a bunch of cases, and now he shoots mountain-destroying bullets of spirit energy out of his fingers. Toguro is Yusuke's main antagonist during the Dark Tournament saga, and he's probably the most muscular person in Jump Force. When it comes to sheer muscularness, it's hard to beat Toguro at 100% or beyond. The pure-hearted Gon Freaks is a young hunter off on a quest to find his terrible father, who abandoned him when he was a baby. Like other Hunter x Hunter characters, Gon fights using Nen, which for him manifests as freakishly powerful strength and energy that he likes to incorporate into a game of rock, paper, scissors. Killua Zoldyck. Killua is Gon's best friend, and he's especially good at ending fights super quickly by ripping off a vital body part before the fight even begins. He's a master assassin at a very young age, but beyond that, he's actually a very happy-go-lucky kid who likes to play with weaponized yo-yos. Kurapika. Much like Sasuke, Kurapika is a surviving member of a clan that was massacred. When Kurapika sees a spider, the symbol of the phantom troop responsible for the murder of his clan, his eyes go scarlet, and he becomes a nearly unstoppable force, dead set on revenge. He's also got cool chains. Where to even begin with Hisoka? For one, he's a killer clown / magician, and he's one of the strongest, most intimidating characters in Hunter x Hunter. He's also got an insatiable appetite for violence, and is obsessed with fighting those he deems worthy of giving him a challenge. Ichigo Kurosaki is part junior high student, part Shinigami, part Quincy, part Hollow, part Fullbringer, and if you don't know Bleach, that probably sounds like a lot of nonsense. Basically just know that Ichigo feels like number one, shining bright for everyone. He's living out his fantasy, the brightest star for all to see. Rukia Kuchiki. Rukia initially awakens Ichigo's Shinigami powers by transferring her own power to him in order to help him save his family from a hollow. Throughout most of the series, Rukia is in a weakened state thanks to her transferring so much of her power over to Ichigo. But once she gets her powers back, she's able to do some pretty cool things with her sword, Sode no Shirayuki. Aizen is arguably the most iconic villain in all of Bleach. The main antagonist of the Soul Society arc, Aizen is able to use an ability called Absolute Hypnosis to completely control the 5 senses of anyone he reveals the ability to. He's also a master of Kido, and most of his most powerful moves in Jump Force are products of that mastery. Renji is one of Rukia's best friends and is the vice captain of the 6th Division in Soul Society. He's a wild and brash Shinigami much like Ichigo, but probably the most notable aspect of him is his sword Zabimaru, which, if you've played Soul Calibur, it's basically Ivy's sword. If Ivy's sword could also transform into a giant bone dragon,